This is the Phillies POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome into Locked On Phillies POSTCAST. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Connor Thomas has you covered each and every day with your Locked On Phillies daily content. For those that don't know, I happen to be a very big Frank Sinatra fan. I love Frank Sinatra. I've always loved that music. Grew up with that music. I'm a bit of an old soul, as they say, right? There's a famous song that has to do with a repeating lyric, the same old song and dance. It goes like that. Same old song and dance. It's very much like the same old song and dance. And I was thinking about that song after the seventh inning today as I was attempting to go to my happy place, despite the Philadelphia Phillies really doing their best. Their bats, in particular, are doing their best to keep me from going to that happy place. But after a runner on third, nobody out situation where they failed to get a then go-ahead run home, I was like, I really wish I got to be at my happy place. And I was just like, Frank Sinatra music. And then boom, I went right back to negative. I went right back to, well, not even negative, just disappointment. Same old song and dance with this Phillies team. We should have been grateful when they were getting 5 hits in games, because they only got 4 today and possibly one well-placed hit, one timely hit in the 7th inning would have been a big difference in the ballgame, but it wasn't. So there you go. Ranger Suarez went out there and was dominant. Think about this. You use a lot of bullpen arms in Toronto. You just use a lot of bullpen arms in a bullpen game in game 1 of this series Friday night. So you needed your starting pitcher, whoever it was going to be. Oh, it was Ranger Suarez. All right, can he give you 7 strong tonight? Give us 7 strong this late afternoon, early evening. Can you give us 7 strong, Suarez? He gave you 7 strong. 7 innings, 2 runs. 7 innings, 2 runs against his Pittsburgh Pirates lineup. This is exactly what you're supposed to do. What did the Phillies lineup do? Next to nothing. Next to nothing. The Pirates did next to nothing because they got 2. Phillies got 1. So they just did next to nothing. And that was Kyle Schwarber's home run, obviously. But nothing, no answers there in the 9th inning. I looked at it and said, okay, you got Trey Turner coming up. You got Kyle Schwarber coming up in the top of the 9th inning. And you got Alec Bohm coming up. All right, it sounds like some runs, except it doesn't. This just is spiraling. There's no other way to look at it. It's spiraling. And look, as much as I love watching Bryce Harper play the game, this isn't all on Bryce Harper. You mean to tell me with the money spent on this lineup, with the quote-unquote talent spent in this lineup, that without Bryce Harper, you can't get more than 4 hits in a ball game? Because you would think, when you spend the kind of money you spend, when you would think that the lineup that has been assembled by this team, they should be able to get this done. No, and like I've been saying for the last week now, that they have lost 8 of their last 10. This has been the concern all along. That all of a sudden the bats just go dead quiet. They go ice cold. That's been the concern this entire time. And here we are. We're having a great time. This was terrible tonight for the Philadelphia Phillies, and it seems like we've just been talking about that way too often. And I even said yesterday, it's not Otto Kemp's not going to come up here and save this ball club. Well, he did come up here, but today, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Now, I'm not damning him for his entire career by any means, but I don't look at him as a guy that's going to come up here and all of a sudden be the savior of this baseball team. I told you I don't see Justin Crawford coming up here to be the savior of this baseball team. I don't see Mick Abel being that guy. I don't see Andrew Painter being that guy. The only people that can truly save this team are the people that we have been watching over the last 3-4 years. But I don't have confidence that they're actually going to save this team. I've said many times before, if you're a Phillies fan, odds are you're probably, of all the basketball teams, you probably root for the Sixers to win a championship, I know, let's live in that fantasy for a second. But the Sixers and the Phillies are in a very similar boat in the city of Philadelphia, in the fan base, among the fan base. It's that nobody has confidence that they'll actually do it. They realize, they got some talent. Can they go ice cold at time? Yeah, absolutely. They can go ice cold at time. Sure. But they still got talent, but nobody actually believes that they're going to deliver what was ultimately promised when you spend big money. The Sixers and the Phillies are in the exact same boat. A lot of over-promising and drastically under-delivering. And when you saw the Phillies make the World Series 3 years ago, you went, all right, that is going to be it. All right, this is just the beginning of a great run. And no, as of right now, all it's been is the beginning of the end. And whenever you have stretches like this where you can't get runs across the plate, you can't get hits, you can't score with runners in scoring position, like a 3 for 12 last night. You could barely get guys on base at all, like today. You have a runner on third in the 7th inning with nobody out, and you can't bring that. You can't squeeze out that measly run. You couldn't even get a little, ground ball to the opposite side of the field to get Alec Bohm home. They couldn't even get a deep fly ball for a sac fly. Couldn't even get that done. And here's the other thing. He earned the double. Yeah, he led off the 7th inning with a double. Then that's when Heaney got injured. Had the drastically wild pitch. And then Alec Bohm took third. So they gifted you a runner on third then. They advanced the runner for nothing. Nothing that you did. And Nick Castellanos then strikes out. For all the pitches, by the way, and let me just mention this because I'm on it right now, and I don't want to forget to do this again. But
time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
The turning point to me was when you had that runner on third base. You had Alec Bohm on third base, and you had Nick Castellanos up at the plate. And Nick Castellanos, who has been one of your most consistent hitters, steps up to the plate, and of all the times we have seen Nick Castellanos flail away at a low and outside pitch, he decides to not try to make contact with a pitch that's pretty much actually middle of the plate and bottom of the knees. It was bottom of the strike zone, bottom of the knees, and he chooses to all of a sudden not be aggressive at this time. No matter how you slice it, whether or not you thought it was a ball or you thought it was a strike, it certainly falls in the category of way too close to take. For all the little leaguers that know that, Nick Castellanos needs to learn that as well. So instead of even drawing a walk in that situation or living to fight another pitch, he takes the pitch, doesn't even foul it away, doesn't flail at it to try to at least live for another pitch. He strikes out looking. Down. Done. Over for Nick Castellanos. And then the inning continues, and it's just more of the same for the Phillies where they can't come up with that clutch hit. But for all the times we've seen Nick Castellanos flail away at pitches that are 10 feet outside the strike zone, he gets one that's borderline, and he's like, nah, it's probably a ball. Don't need to be aggressive. Infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. They had the Pirates on the ropes at that point. He leaves the game. It's 2-0. It's a 2-0 count to Nick Castellanos, and then Nick Castellanos ends up going down swinging. Absolutely horrendous, absolutely pathetic. And I feel like I should, you know what I should do? I should just have drops of me saying these things about how putrid the Phillies offense has been and how disappointing. And the thing that really is the kick in the keister here.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I know he lost. I know he took his first loss of the season, but Ranger Suarez, for me, without question, is the player of the game. I don't care that he lost his first game of the season. Everything you needed from a starting pitcher today, he gave you. Limited runs, two runs. 7 innings of work. Pitched deep into the ball game, did it. And your offense gave you nothing. Today. Absolutely horrible. When we come back, we're going to take your comments on this game, what you guys have to say about it, whether or not you have any confidence whatsoever in the Phillies actually going out there tomorrow and not getting swept against the Pirates, not losing 9 of their last 11. That's what we'll get into coming up in this next segment. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. Back after this. Trade coffee. Gotta love yourself some Trade coffee. You're a coffee lover? Trade coffee is something you have to check out. Let's be real. Coffee isn't just a drink. It's a ritual. It's a lifeline. The thing that gets you from half asleep to fully functioning. And it's that essential that essential part of your day. That's why you don't settle for anything less than amazing, and that's where Trade Coffee comes in. Whether you're gearing up for back-to-back meetings, shuttling the kids around, Trade Coffee is there to help you. Trade is the #1 coffee destination in the United States, delivering fresh, incredible coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Whether you're a cold brew fan or a pour-over purist, that's right, they got the roast for you. I love this kind of coffee. It really does help pick me up throughout my day. Great. It tastes delicious. They know exactly what I want. They really set you up well at Trade Coffee. And right now, Trade is exclusively offering for our listeners and our viewers 50% off your first month. That's 1 month trial at drinkable.com/lockedonmlb. Drinkable.com. Excuse me. Drink Trade. You see it at the bottom of the screen there. Drinktrade.com. That's drinktrade.com/lockedonmlb. TRADE.com/lockedonmlb for 50% off your 1 month trial at Trade Coffee. Check out Trade Coffee. And how about FanDuel? NBA action getting back underway tomorrow when we talk about the NBA Finals between OKC and Tyrese hot shooting Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers taking on SGA and OKC. That's a lot of acronyms right there. So make sure you guys are taking advantage of all FanDuel has to offer right now with the NBA Finals in full swing. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and also live during the game with player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays. Fans have more ways than ever to not only play smart, but win big. If you've got a read on how this final is going to take out, why not take advantage? And how about this when it comes to FanDuel? Now, it's never a better time to be a new customer to FanDuel. It's a perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet, and if it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Yeah, make sure you get in on the Finals, of course. All right, before we get to the chat check, we got one more thing to get into.
This is what you'll be talking about.
We're going to be talking about whether or not the Phillies can salvage a game. Simple as that. That's what you're going to be kicking around. You're going to be talking about Bryce Harper. When is he going to be able to come back from wrist inflammation? He's been dealing with this wrist injury for a while. Apparently, it became too much to bear more than recent. There's no real timetable on when he's going to be back. So what did he do? Hopefully you get Otto Kemp playing at the level that he was playing at the minor league level. He was hitting the cover off the ball. Played a fine third base bag today. There was a couple instances there that he didn't catch up to a first pitch 90-mile-per-hour fastball, was laid on it, flew out to right field on the first pitch of the at-bat. But the guy's just getting his legs under him when it comes to the big league level. And we all know what a great story it is to be an undrafted guy and be able to come in here now at the big league level and hopefully start producing for this team who desperately need him, really anybody, to produce. So Otto Kemp, have the mentality of, why not me? Why not me? Why can't I be the guy? Have that mentality as things go on. As for tomorrow goes, like I said, when talking about tomorrow and what you guys will be kicking around here, the now just 10-game over 500 Philadelphia Phillies are back at it at 1:35 tomorrow against the Pirates to wrap up the series. Christopher Sanchez gets to start against Paul Skeens because, of course, that's who the Phillies are facing in a game like this. 5-1, Christopher Sanchez. 4-6, Paul Skeens. 2.05 ERA for Skeens. 3.15 for Christopher Sanchez. All right, let's get into the chat check and see what you guys are saying about this, the Phillies' most recent loss, and how terrible it is. Michael Evans, did that just happen? Dave, do you see this happening here? Dave Dombrowski, I assume, says Michael Evans. Get this team some help ASAP. Just Patrick 2, not a great effort from a hollowed out lineup. I wish Otto Kemp's debut had been spectacular. As do I. Hey, look, here's the thing. It was a one-run ball game. The other team only scored 2 runs. You could, if I just could have gotten just a base hit and then 2 hits in an inning where the guy gets second and scores on the second hit or something. Just that's it. That's all you needed. Like, it is mind-blowing to me that for so many games now, you're looking at this team, 5 hits, and then they get 4 hits today. If they would have had 1 more hit in that 7th inning after Alec Bohm, 1 more hit, you're talking about having at least a 2-1 lead going into it. Maybe you're still going into maybe then you're going into 10 innings, 11 innings, tied at 2. after that. By the way, the home run that Suarez gave up, I didn't mention this in the first segment, but the home run that Suarez gave up was, a changeup on outside corner of the plate, and all of a sudden just got smack-oled to left center field, and just in the right place. That little angled wall in left center field. Philly PD, what's going on? Ken, how you doing? I'd like to file a missing persons report. Philadelphia Police Department, I'd like to file a missing persons report. The Phillies hitting. Been gone for a while now, says Ken. Ken, you are on point. Michael Evans, again, Ranger pitched a gem. He absolutely did. Same story from the lineup. Evelyn. Sorry, Evelyn. So happy to see Kemp get the call up. Phillies offense needs some firecrackers under their butts. You know, that'd be changing things up, Evelyn. Maybe that's what Rob Thompson needs to do. Maybe that's what Dave Dombrowski needs to do. He needs to drive down to that firecracker store off 95, acquire some fire, maybe trade some tickets and get some firecrackers and light them up, up onto their butts, and that'll get the bats going again. Maybe that'll be motivation. If you guys don't do this, we're going to light up some firecrackers under your butts. Warren, what's going on? They are screwed. I'm sorry, Rundle, what's up? They are screwed without Harper in the lineup. He's their only power hitter other than Schwarber, right? Jeremy Von Skyver. What's up, buddy? Mark, that sounded better than Steven Tyler. Right? Tommy Shrove, trade Marsh, Rojas, Wilson, Kepler. I'm for it. There's not one name on there that I'm like, no, you can't get rid of them. The only thing is, when are they bringing back? KC, JT is cooked as a hitter. I agree. Tommy Shrove, they have no energy. Matt Forstater, what's going on? How many teams that Farzi locked ons for our winners? Well, I do an Eagle Squad I do an Eagle Squad show 2 days a week for Locked On with Jason Bertidis and Harry Mays and Louis DiBiase of Locked On Eagles YouTube channel. So check that one out. Thank you very much. Yeah, they were swinging Steven Garrison. Yeah, they were swinging early and often on Heaney. Not great. Matt Forstater, Eagles don't count. Oh, come on. That's all I got. Polar Buck, can we special order our straight jackets? Maybe bedazzle the helmets? I like this. This is the worst June ever. I agree. I'm planning Alvarado. That's funny. Or blaming Alvarado. That makes more sense. Okay. Fire the manager, says Lee Carter. Hey, look, I like I said last night, I do not put it out of the realm of possibility that Dave Dombrowski fires Rob Thompson. I don't put it out of the realm of possibility at all. This is a push come to shove moment. Like, look at it like this. If you continue down this road and you fail, then do you just start over? Like next year, do you start really trading pieces, hire a new manager, rebuild? Because I don't see that happening. I would absolutely. The same way Rob Thompson took over that shook up this Phillies lineup, shook up this Phillies roster, I should say, could be the same way he exits. Danny, what's going on? Kevin Long needs to be removed. I hate to say it, and maybe this is part of it. Yeah, if it's not Rob Thompson, maybe it's Kevin Long, but Kyle Schwarber loves Kevin Long, and Dave Dombrowski loves Kyle Schwarber. Maybe you trade Kyle Schwarber. Maybe you fire Kevin Long, and then Kyle Schwarber doesn't want to come back to Philly. Like, this is so terrible. Absolutely terrible. Oh, we have a Dusty Baker. Would love to see Dusty Baker. Dusty take over. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are great, as per usual. Tomorrow, I will be back with you guys. 1:35 start time. Sanchez versus Skeens. Phillies look to get off this horrible schneid of losing 8 of their last 10. This is really a horrible kick to the – well, it needs to be a kick in the butt to the Phillies. Kick somewhere else is what they might also need too. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is Jerry Von Skyver. Thank you so much. The family reunion was great. It was great to see the cousins and the aunts and uncles and all that. Thank you. One more. Jonathan Harvey. Natural Law says Rom Thompson and Dave Dombrowski need to be removed. Also, along with some of the players like Rojas and Marsh to start. Then fine. I'd love to see somebody come and take their spot because I don't see anybody coming and take the spot right now. Would love to see it. As I always tell you, I'd love to see it, but I ain't betting on it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe to Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. You got me covering your postcast. You got Connor Thomas covering your Locked On Phillies daily content. So make sure you guys are taking advantage of all that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Back with you guys tomorrow. Hopefully the start of a winning streak. All right. That's just ridiculous. See you guys later. Bye.